If you want to know about Freedom Particle Converter, stay with me until the end of this video. I'll tell you some very important things before you buy this product. Hello, my name is Victor Dourado, and the first thing you need to know about Freedom Particle Converter is that you need to be careful where you will buy this product, because Freedom Particle Converter is only sold on the official website, and to help you, I left a link just below in the description of this video, and also in the first fixed comment. But what is Freedom Particle Converter? What does it do? And does it really work? And the answer is yes, it works. I'm going to reveal to you something that is guaranteed to help you win the race for energy independence. Keep watching this while it's still available, and pass the knowledge you'll gain here to all your family members, friends, and neighbors. The most important thing is to share this with everyone you can. People must know how they can power their TV, refrigerator, and so on without spending a single dime. Sounds good, right? Most inventors don't seem to realize it, but the government is opposed to members of the public gathering hold of any serious free energy device they create. An amazing product, and as soon as they are ready to release it to the public, the government offers a considered amount of money in exchange for the rights for that product in order to keep the massive people under control. No free energy means no freedom. Luckily, I'm not an inventor. I'm an American that struggles with his bills while others are making a profit from my hard-earned money, and I say enough is enough. If you're like me, you're sick and tired of depending on big business for electricity that's overpriced. Their objective is to dominate and control ordinary people, and a major factor in that is to control the supply and cost of power. You have to understand that the reason why free energy devices are not for sale in your local shop has to do with political control and vested financial interest, and has nothing whatsoever to do with the technology. Who is benefiting from suppressing scientific research, whose power and wealth is threatened by access to clean and free energy? Who has the desire to create a system where so few have so much and so many have so little? Unfortunately, you probably know I'm talking about none other than our very own government. It's become extremely obvious, especially within the past few years, that Earth's dependence on fossil fuels is not needed at all. You don't have to rely on anyone else for your electricity. I can't stress this idea enough. And yet we continue to create war, destroy the environment, and harm Mother Earth so we can continue using the same old techniques that generate trillions of dollars for those at the top of the energy industry. Corporate media continues to push the idea that we are in an energy crisis, that we are approaching a severe problem due to a lack of resources. It's funny how the same group of shareholders that own the energy industry also own corporate media. This seems to be both another fear tactic and another excuse to create conflict. How can there be a lack of resources when we have systems like the one I'm going to reveal in just a couple of minutes that can provide energy without any external input? This means that these systems could run for infinity and provide energy to the entire planet without burning fossil fuels. This would eliminate a large portion of the bills you pay to live, and more important, it would reduce the harmful effect we are having on Mother Earth and her environment. All technological problems have been solved literally thousands of times, but the benefits have been suppressed by those in power. This generator, for example, is powered by magnets and uses no fuel to run. It can power 410 horsepower magnetic motors. That is about 30 kilowatts, which is more than enough to power a house or a farm. It was meant for powering large facilities or factories controlled by the government in order to execute their top secret plans. But the power can now be in your hands. My name is Stanley Harrison. I'm a 42-year-old electrician living in Cincinnati, Ohio, with my lovely wife Emma and my son Jordan. Over the last years, electricity prices have increased by approximately 75%. This has set me on a quest to find an alternative way to sustain my home without having to pay hundreds or even thousands of dollars each month. I said to myself, I'm sure there are many inventions out there that could solve my problem, and there are, but how many of them actually work? That's another story. Being driven by passion but without any prior experience in the free energy field, I naively believed everything at first, but with time I became more experienced and skeptical towards promises of energy independence, because there are a lot of people out there who take advantage of our situation. I'm sure you encountered a few along your quest. It wasn't until I found an old physics book in an antique store that I managed to stumble across a couple of pages with illustrations for a weird device. The book's pages were old, faded, torn apart, and weren't very readable. However, I bought the book, and when I came home I became even more intrigued, because those illustrations were not from that book. They were actually stamped with a red ink as being classified documentation, but it was incomplete. Somebody must have put them there, but why? I carefully aligned the blueprints as best as I could, and I soon realized that this was some sort of generator that used magnets. I asked a buddy of mine, which is a mechanic, to help me interpret these blueprints. He was amazed as well. He had never seen such distribution of components. It looked like they didn't even belong together, so he started researching even more. I won't bore you with specific details. It took me months to even get this thing to run, and there were moments where I thought, what if this is all for nothing? I spent a small fortune on parts for the generator. I traveled to talk with different specialists that could help me build this. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't easy, and my family was being affected by this obsession. I was spending more time in the garage instead of spending time with them. But in the summer of 2013, it was finished. I started the generator, and it was outputting around 5 kilowatts on the first test. That was simply unbelievable. I was already energy independent, but the generator was not ready. For the last year, I've been constantly working on it and making improvements. I've tested all sorts of magnets to see which ones work the best. I now have the perfect formula, and it outputs around 30 kilowatts. That is what the generator in the original blueprints was designed to produce. After I have successfully reached my goal and finished the generator without any remorse, I decided I was going to share this invention with everyone I can for free. That's what free energy means, after all. So I began writing this guide, trying to document it and describe it as best as possible. I shared this invention with a few friends and colleagues, but they complained that the cost for building it is too high. I have to be honest with you, this kind of output requires some costly components, which I now know for a fact that not everyone can purchase. So I got back to the drawing board, made a few considerable modifications to the original design of the generator. Some parts have been replaced with things you can find around your home. Other parts have been replaced with cheaper versions you can find online now. Everyone can afford building it. The generator is not outputting as much as the original design did, but don't worry. We've tested the cheaper version of the generator, and it's outputting around 18 kilowatts. This is still more than enough to power your home, and we also managed to reduce its size as well, so you get all the benefits. It's twice as cheap, it's smaller, it's lighter, and most importantly, it produces free energy. All that was needed now was a name. The Freedom Particle Converter was a name that a physics professor encouraged me to use. He said it was both poetic and scientifically at the same time. Whoever put those blueprints in that book either wanted to make it available for everyone, or she wanted to hide it, and never imagined that someone could invest all this time and effort to build something which came from a simple physics book. A person who can't tell the difference between an electrical resistance and a transistor could have looked through that book and confused these blueprints with some schematic for a complicated physics problem. But being an electrician for over 20 years, I knew this was something different. To be honest, you could have found the same information I did. It's tough to unearth, but possible. You could have gone out and read every book ever written on electricity, freedom, and science, spent hours interviewing industry leaders, and actually go out and test this stuff, where you can read this simple guide that condenses down everything I've learned about claiming your basic right to energy independence into a 15 minutes read. 60 pages filled with building explanations that contain detailed instructions, specific dimensions, materials for every single component you need. Everything you need to build this device is in the documentation. For further explanation purposes, I'm also providing an application which contains a 3D view of this generator. You can rotate it, spin it around. You can even hide certain parts or see an exploded view of the generator. All of this so you can better see and understand where each component goes. It's so easy to build now. Like playing with a Lego set, you don't have to worry about spending months or years of work and research to get it working. I took care of that for you and created the most comprehensive guide you could find that will ensure your success in building this amazing invention. All of this to make it easier for you to build it and realize your dreams. So what are you waiting for? Not only will this opportunity be gone in the future, but you'll probably never hear about this energy source ever again. As I said in the beginning, this kind of invention is not welcomed by everyone. There are certain forces out there who would prefer something like this to stay hidden for as long as possible. So consider yourself lucky you found this just in time to claim your copy of the do-it-yourself Freedom Particle Converter. Just click the Add to Cart button below. You will get instant access to the detailed step-by-step guide, suitable even if you've got two thumbs, which also contains the master list of all the tools, parts, and supplies for just $49.97. While my initial goal was to give this product away for free, I'm sad to say that we don't have enough budget and support to fight against the big monopolistic electrical companies who are supported by the government. There are only a few people who have this generator in their house, but if our numbers would grow, we could turn the tables on those who have enslaved us for so long. We've tried to reduce the price as much as we could. My greatest wish is to share this with everyone, but being here today and presenting this wonderful product comes with a price. I have invested thousands of dollars into servers and monthly fees for different hosting services who can keep this website for as long as possible, but it's not a sure thing. This website could be closed any second now, so don't waste any more time. Click the Add to Cart button now and take advantage of this offer while it's still here. Consider this amount more than just a purchasing price. By helping me remain active, we could help many people who wish to free themselves from the cause of energy imprisonment. Before you get worried about this expense, I would like to reassure you that you are completely covered by the full money-back guarantee. For 60 days, that means that you have 60 days to put my claims to the test. Yes, that's 2 whole months. You will have to test this unique and easy manual, which is not available anywhere else. If you find that the Freedom Particle Converter doesn't help you to drastically reduce your electric bill by fully powering your home, if you are not happy with the results of my test or with the amount you're saving each month, just send me an email and I will promptly refund you the full purchase price. You will get a 100% refund. No questions, no problems. Try it. Build the Freedom Particle Converter and experience yourself the dramatic results. Just think about how good it would be to save extra money every month on your electric bill. Also hundreds of thousands of dollars saved over a lifetime. In fact, this guide will prove itself extremely useful in many aspects of your life. Just click the Add to Cart button below. Here's what you'll receive: one step-by-step do-it-yourself guide on how to build the Freedom Particle Converter, which contains detailed explanations for each individual component you will need, materials, dimensions, everything, to a 3D application that you can open from any computer and use it to better view and understand the generator and all of its parts. Instructions and free software will be provided. 3-4 experienced users. I am also providing the CAD drawings that can be used in conjunction with a 3D printer or a CNC in order to make your own parts. 4. 60 days full money back guarantee. When you click on the Add to Cart button below, you will be taken to our secure order page. They are easily one of the biggest and most trusted online merchants in the world. They handle thousands of secure transactions every day, so there's no risk for you. After you finalized your payment, you'll be taken to our private members area. This is where I keep the plans, blueprints, guide list, and much more, including a surprise gift just to show you how much I appreciate you joining up and taking action. I'll be seeing you amongst the ones who are already living their dreams. Thank you for all your time, and God bless us all. You still there? Good. With the main presentation being over, I'd like to share with you some frequently asked questions that I have received from people. How much overall power does the generator produce? 18 kilowatts. Same design scaled up can produce 30 kilowatts. How long will the generator run? Since I've powered the generator in 2013, we haven't stopped it, and it keeps producing electricity even today without any additional costs. How long does it take to build the generator with the cheapest parts? Took me approximately 1 week to build. Can anyone build it? My son helped me with a cheaper version of the generator, which he contributed a lot. He was the one who came up with the idea to have a 3D application that could show the generator from all angles. Being armed with this guide and the 3D application, I am confident to say that anyone can build this. Remember, we must all consciously and constantly rise above these tyrannical infringements and create an environment for ourselves and our neighbors and rediscover nature's laws to be able to live and thrive. So click the Add to Cart button below and try this for $49.97 under the 60 days trial money back guarantee. And remember, the link to the official website is in the description of this video. Thanks for the millions in my account.